That is the movie that got my inspiration from, movies that are garbage.
What one?
Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect 2 in particular.
How did you... What?
I watched Pitch Perfect this weekend.
Okay.
Trash. Why did we ever think that was good? Why was everyone obsessed with it?
Wait, really? The first one?
Yeah. Not good.
Really?
Yeah. I did not like. It's just bad. Like, I don't know why we as a society thought that was, like, gold. It
really
makes no
did
sense.
for a time, too. Like...
Yeah, that was everywhere. Everyone loved that movie. Like, I remember a family video, we couldn't even keep it in stock.
Wow.
Mamma mia, here I go again.
What pre-show content do you have? We're probably gonna have to stop because there's a tornado coming.
So we can kind of keep it short. I was just gonna touch on The Bachelorette quickly
Sure.
and just say that Katie's aunt, next level bitch. Like, she would not. Blake, I have to hand it to him. I don't really care for Blake, and he handled that. Thank you. There, you can grab that paper towel for my paint stuff. He handled that so much better than I would have. Here's the thing about Katie's aunt and then Katie herself. I'm like, this is like, you're not being an empowered woman. You're just being fucking rude. And Katie's aunt was just straight up rude to Blake. And Katie was just straight up rude to Greg. I'm not even saying that Greg is perfect or that he didn't have his faults in the situation. But the way that Katie went at him, especially from like a PR standpoint, just unnecessary and a bad look. And I'm so fucking happy that that season is done with, because it was honestly such a waste of a season.
But that's how I feel like at the end of every fucking Bachelor. Like, at the end of Matt's season, I was like, this was a colossal waste of time. And I'm always mad at myself because I know it's going to be a waste of time, too. Like, when the whole stuff with Rachel came out, I was like, so he's going to choose her. And then we're all just going to be like, oh.
Here's my thing. I really liked Tayshia's season. I didn't feel like that was a waste at the end of Tayshia's.
True.
I didn't feel like it was a waste at the end of Hannah B's or Becca's. Rachel's, I did, because we were Team Peter. I mean, we got to stick with the Madison folk.
All the Bachelor seasons recently have been fun.
I'd say the last Bachelor season that I liked was Nick Viles.
Yeah.
But then, like, Colton, Peter, Matt... Trash. And there was some other person. Oh, Ari.
Trash.
So
boring.
I can't wait for Paradise, though, but it looks like a lot of people that I don't like. Like, because Matt's season was just full of mean girls. And, like, I don't want to see any of them on there again.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we will be watching, but...
Yeah.
There is no way in hell that Katie and Blake will ever get married, though. Not a chance.
Greg for next Bachelor, though. I'd be down for that.
Yep.
Or Andrew S.
Jerry. And even Justin had like a great little show last night. Like, I'm into Justin after last night. Yeah, so I'd like to see more of him. I don't know if he's Bachelor material, but I'd like to see him in Paradise. Michael A. We can't forget about Michael A.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Daddy of the century. Mm-hmm. But it's also like weird if he were to be on anything, like his son would have to come.
Yeah.
Because he literally left Katie because of his son. If you're watching this, you're obviously watching on YouTube, so you should watch our first live reaction video, McKay and Katie React. It's a new segment on our YouTube channel. We just reacted to the first film in the Fear Street trilogy, and you should go watch it, and we'll be reacting to the next two coming up very soon. Mm-hmm. So let us know what you think of our reactions to the first one, if you agree. If you disagree with our reactions, it's a fun time.
Fun times.
I literally have a vision board, and Sam and Dina are on my vision board.
Are they really?
Like, as a couple, because
Cute.
I think if I could choose anybody to be with right now, it'd be Rachel.
Which one's Rachel?
Wait, what's her name? Olivia. I don't know why I always think her name is Rachel.
Who's Olivia?
Olivia Scott Welch.
Oh, okay, the actress. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why I thought her name was Florence.
I know. I don't know why I always think her name is Rachel. It's the 3-name thing. It throws you for a loop.
It does. Speaking of Florence, I watched Black Widow.
Did you?
It was good.
Everybody
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I want to see it really bad.
Yeah. But my parents were like, we're going to watch Black Widow tonight. And I was like, you pay with that premiere access and I'll just join.
Yes!
So I did. And it was really good. Granted, I am not like super caught up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There were certain things. No, I would say you don't have to. Because for me watching it, And my parents aren't caught up either. So we were all kind of like floundering around a bit at certain points, but everything that they say you can mostly like fill in any gaps. If you have a basic understanding of other characters, like they reference Captain America, and it's like I know who he is. So you can kind of like fill that gap in yourself. Cool. But it was very visually pretty. I don't really love Scarlett Johansson. Actually, I really don't vibe with her, but I did really like this movie. Good. And Florence Pugh in it was awesome.
She is a bad bitch, all jokes aside. Yeah. I think she will always deliver no matter what. I always go back to her Little Women performance because there's no other actress with that type of range right now. She's playing a literal fucking child and then like an adult mature woman who is marrying Timothée Chalamet in the same film. Yeah. As like, here you go. You got me talking about Little Women. In most Little Women films, Amy, well, at least in the 1994 version, which is, I would say, like comparable to the 2019 version. Yeah. Amy's played by two different actresses because she's a child and then an adult. Amy is the character that goes through the most change, I would say, which is saying something because the main character is normally the one who goes through the most change. But in Little Women, Amy is the one who changes the most because she's the one who's on the like precipice of childhood and adulthood. And that's what Little Women is all about, going from childhood to adulthood. And Florence Pugh
does a great job.
Plays both. Yeah. The first scene where her and Timmy meet each other, he's like, "Hello, are you hurt? I'm Amy, the best in the family." Yeah, kills it. And then the fact that she delivered that performance with the bangs and the little childlike thing, and then the performance where she's like, "I'd rather be have money. I'd rather be great than loved," or something, like when she's talking about being a woman. That you guys know that scene where she's in the painting parlor and Timmy's there talking about, I think the poets would disagree, whatever. And she's like, well, you have fucking privilege, so you have a distorted perspective. She is one of the greatest actresses of our time, period. Just because of Little Women. So I would love to see her in a big franchise like Marvel.
It was very good.
But I just can't afford.
Yeah, that's why I was like, when my parents were like, we'll pay for it. I was like, okay. Also, one of the cats just shit. I don't know if you can smell that, but I can.
I can.
My senses are attuned into smelling cat shit. Should we jump in?
Let's jump. All right, I'm recording in 3, 2, 1.
Buckle up, because it's going to be a long ride. It's going to be a wild ride. Nobody cares, but we're going to tell you anyways. This is Popcorn Chats.
What's up, girls, gays, and theys? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm Katie.
And I'm McKay.
And this week, we are fully embracing Hot Mess Summer. Because Hot Girl Summer, she's canceled. She's gone. It's August, and nothing has worked out. Period. So y'all already knew that we were talking about Mamma Mia 2 this week. Mamma Mia, here we go again. LYLAS. So we're here and we're talking about it. And I'm so excited. Literally, this day has been probably top 10 worst days of my life. And I watched this movie today. It got me through. It was kind of like my little door. If I was in the Titanic, it was my door that carried me through the Atlantic. The cold, chilly little Atlantic to survive this horrible day.
I really love that it did that for you. It definitely put me in such a good mood when I watched. I don't even know. I watched it last week because I was just so, like, I was just in the mood for it after we watched the first Mamma Mia again. I was like, I just want to watch this one. I swear it gets better every time I watch it, and I've watched it a lot of times.
This just doesn't get second time I've watched it.
Are you for real?
I am for real.
I've only watched Mamma Mia 1 twice. That was only the second time I'd watched that one.
Okay, I've watched that movie so many times because my roommates in college and I would watch it every time one of us had a mental breakdown.
It's a good movie.
So we watched it a lot.
I mean, I couldn't think of a better movie.
Yeah, but like this second one is really, really good. It's so good. And it's a crime that I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
More than one time in the theaters. I went to see it
so it's been
for Mother's Day.
Time.
Yeah, but it was memorable. I mean, I remembered most of the stuff, but it was a great experience today watching it. I had such a blessed time.
I have to say I watch this on average probably like every 6 months.
It's such a pick-me-up.
It
And I think I'm going to
is.
be watching it more frequently now.
It's just so fucking good. I love it, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Yay!
I like this one more than the first one. Even though the first one, no shade, no tea, to the first one, love that one too, but this one is my personal fave.
I think you have to love the first one to feel all the emotions of this one.
Yeah.
And we can get into that more, but like I have a whole section in my notes about why this is such a phenomenal sequel.
Okay.
And y'all, if you're fans of the pod, you know my feelings about sequels and remakes and how I just get really offended when things are like money hungry, grubby little white man hands grasping at straws.
This
trying
was
to
a
make something.
justified sequel.
Justified and made with love
Mm-hmm.
and no like other intentions.
You could tell that everyone was there because they just wanted to be there and loved their jobs and what they were doing. And also, I watched all the behind the scenes bonus features, and they reiterate that. Also, it was all created by a woman. We talked about that in the first one.
Yeah.
And it was all created by this one woman, and she was on board and like she did the Broadway play, she did the first movie, and she did the second movie.
So yeah, you know that this person is, and I mean it's evident in the body of work. It's made with love for this content, for this music, for these characters, and just for the overall vibe and theme of these films, which is like fucking embrace life. You can dance, you can jive.
Having the time of your life.
Exactly.
Well, my first note was just I love this sequel.
Yeah. Do you want to start with like what makes a good sequel?
I mean, I feel like we're there. But first, while you start with that, wanted to cast shit, and I'm gonna go and scoop it or bury it.
All right, well, that's fine because I am the one on this podcast who has the most issues with sequels, remakes. I don't know. If this is your first episode that you're listening to, yeah, I just really have a problem with it because I want to work in the Hollywood industry someday, and I am still in the place in my life and my career where I just want things to be made for pure intentions and for like creative intentions and not for monetary intentions, which is the direction that Hollywood is moving, unfortunately, because capitalism is destroying the fucking world. Welcome to it. Newsflash, honey. There are a few other sequels that do it the way that Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again does it. I would say Shrek 2 is also, like, would you say that Shrek 2 is, like, the best sequel of all time?
Yes.
Because I would say Shrek 2 is, like, better than Shrek 1.
Oh, Shrek 2 is hands down better than Shrek 1.
I think that is, like, the best sequel. I would also say Toy Story 2 is a very good sequel. High School Musical 2, very good sequel.
I'd say Catching Fire, but
I'd say, like... Bitch, Catching Fire,
yeah.
Yes!
But
Yeah.
I mean, the first one's still excellent, but I feel like it's kind of like in the same vein of like Shrek and Shrek 2, Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2, like Hunger Games Catching Fire. Like the first one's still excellent.
Right.
But the second one.
All of these films kind of share a quality, so I wanted to dissect what makes a good sequel. First, know the assignment, honey. Know the assignment.
Yeah.
Know your fans, know what we want, and deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Second, you gotta cast it perfectly, especially with Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, where you're doing an origin story.
Yes.
Nailed it.
You needed a good Donna. I mean,
Most important.
The dynamos are important too, but like you need a great Donna.
Exactly.
And they found that.
And they did. And the fact that they got Lily James, who knew the assignment, she knew the assignment. She had Donna's mannerisms, the dialect down to a fucking T, just the overall aura of Donna and this magnetism that she has to everybody around her, whether it's like friendships or like professional relationships, like with the bar and the singers and the bands, and just this lust for life that she has. Yeah. Totally embodied it, knocked it out of the park with this casting with Lily James. Then all the other ones, Harry, Bill, Sam. I hate Sam, so I forgot his name. And then the other two dynamos, Tanya and Rosie, knocked it out of the park with this fucking casting. They had the mannerisms down. They had their characters so studied. And it's like, it's Mamma Mia. You didn't have to do all that, but they did.
Well, so backtracking when you were just talking about Lily James. So on one of the bonus features, she was talking about Donna and like how much she studied Meryl Streep in that role, and that the like when she tries on the overalls and the like little dance kind of thing that she does on the first take when she did that, the director was like, what was that? Like, you're just supposed to like strike a pose or something, but she was like, this is Donna's dance that she does on the dock in the first movie. And then they showed that clip and it's like exactly the same, and I'm like, Lily James, you knew what you were doing.
And that's like creating with love, which is like you didn't have to do all that for Mamma Mia, but like you did, and thank you.
Even like fucking not Bill, Harry, like young Harry, he understood the fucking assignment. Like, he was not trying to be cool, which like I'm sure he seems like a cool guy in real life and maybe is more along the lines of like a Sam type of dude, but he knew that he was like, that's not the energy that this character is, and he just delivered it because he's so awkward and so like strange, but it just works.
Strange but lovable.
Yeah.
They all fucking killed it, and like that's all we're asking for too as like audience, is just create with pure intentions, create with love, and like give it your all. And it's really not that fucking hard, but apparently it is for a lot of people in Hollywood.
Well, so I saw this TikTok about this one girl talking about how fan fiction writers can come up with 1,000 unique backstories for one character or one universe, but Hollywood writers can't come up with a new idea to save their goddamn lives.
That's
and I'm like,
really
that's
good
a
take.
fact. That is a fact. And you know what? All those fan fiction writers that don't get taken seriously because they're all women or like teenage girls and they're seen as like, oh, you're just silly. They're the ones coming up with unique, dynamic shit. And all of you Hollywood fuckers can't come up with anything new. You're like, let's no shade, no tea to Little Women, but it's like, let's make a 4th Little Women movie.
Right, yeah. Or like, let's make an origin story and then just completely botch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so true. And it's like, with Mamma Mia, here we go again. It's like so evident that
they cared.
They cared, and they genuinely love this first film and this story and this music and these characters. Like, they take such care with each of the characters, and there's no gaudy, like, I mean, I would say Cher being in this is like the most gaudy thing of it all, and that's not even that bad.
No. And I guess she attended a lot of like Mamma Mia on Broadway shows. Like, she was in the audience for a lot of them. So I guess she was like a fan. So I get it.
Yeah.
Then.
And Cher, you can tell, genuinely loves ABBA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I mean, she was a huge star during the time that ABBA was big.
So I wasn't mad at it, but I agree. She is the most like ridiculous part in this movie.
And it's not overdone. It's not like completely.
No, I love Fernando.
And I love Cher, period. I mean, yeah, is she 3 years older than Meryl Streep? Yes. It's a little bit ridiculous, but she's great. She sings Fernando beautifully.
And then Super Trooper.
Shut up with that.
I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead.
Baby. Can you please get your claws
That sticker looks so fucking good on your cup, Michaela.
Oh, thank you. Hold on. Doesn't it look so special there?
We didn't do a check-in. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm honestly just exhausted today. This week is just a busy week for me, and it's just a lot of attention that needs to be paid to during the day, and it's just, a lot, and I'm just tired, but the kitties pull me through because they are literally my pride and fucking joy. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. So
do I pull you through?
You do. You really do.
LYLAS.
Like, ongo.
We have plans this weekend.
Yes, that I'm actually so excited for. So I should have included that as well. Yes, I'm excited for our plans.
Olivia's coming to town.
I can't wait to see her. The girlies are going to have such a fun time.
Yes.
Friday night, have some drinkies, hang out. Saturday, maybe go tubing. If we want to get one of those case files to do, get one of those. Vibes. Dory, are you ready to have company? Look at how cute. Oh. Homeboy still is like weird sometimes around people. Okay. You're such a trigger. Yeah, Katie. I mean, this is a big question here, but how are you doing?
Bad. We don't have to talk about it.
So we did a check-in basically to both just be like, meh.
You know how like a few weeks ago I was like, I'm rapidly approaching a low. Here we are, babe. We're at a low.
I'm adding all time.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like, shit is fuck.
I'm fucked up. You seen that TikTok sound?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Send literal prayers and good vibes. And also just like our TikToks and watch our YouTube videos and just stream this podcast. Tell all your friends. That's the only thing that can make me feel better. Like, I literally just don't know what else to say. I don't know. I'm just really fucking sad and tired. And, like, I can't even, like, joke about it anymore. Like, I'm too exhausted. I'm so sick of being like, my life is a fucking joke and, like, I'm unemployed. Like, and nobody fucking loves me. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Like, I'm just over it and this shit is stupid and I want to be sucked up by this tornado that's outside currently.
If I were to die in Hawaii, if I get in a plane crash, will you please take care of Aria and Dorian?
Dude, fuck yeah.
Because I realized that, like, my entire family will be on that plane.
Yeah.
So, like, if something were to happen to me, like, will you for real please take them?
Dude, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because they're my babies and I know you would treat them well. They're responsive, but you can use my money that's going to be a result of me. Actually, do I have life insurance? I don't think I do, but you'll have assets from me.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine. I'll support them.
They're gonna be
It'll
cheaper.
Like, what's that
after
one movie? With Kristen Heigl, Katherine Heigl.
Life as We Know It.
Life
and
as
Josh
We Know
Duhamel.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. Except I'm leaving you two babies. And they're more important than one human baby.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, for sure. But it would be twice as dramatic because I don't do well with responsibility or commitment or really just anything. I'm not well equipped mentally, physically, financially.
Yeah.
But it'll be cute and maybe
it'll be a fun time.
It could be a reality show. My dad's friend's cats.
Oh my god, I love it.
Dude, what the fuck? Don't die on your way to Hawaii. I will literally...
I just had to bring it up though because I already have asked my parents. I'm like, if I were to die, can you guys please make sure that you don't like give Dorian and Aria back up?
Dude, if they tried to do that, I would be like,
yeah,
they're staying with family.
And then with their Auntie Katie.
Yeah.
So they know that like, I know that they would keep them if I were to die, but like if my parents and Evan and Christina die, then like I have no family left.
I'd still feel like I would take them. Even if just you died. I would be like, I need a piece of her.
Yeah.
Wow, this is bleak. What would you take
But
if
it's a nice
died?
peace of mind for me because genuinely that keeps me up at night. Like thinking about them getting lost or them like slipping out of the door or them choking on something. Like I just sit there and think of bad things happening to them, which only reaffirms why I can't have an actual human child because I would be like a next level shit with that.
Yeah, and like a mental health patient on loose. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to die, what would I keep of yours? I think I'd like to have your emotional support water bottle because that really is a piece of you. It is a piece of you into your soul.
We have been through a lot, and wow, I just get emotional looking at her.
Cute little LYLAS sticker.
Yep. Everybody, if you want Popcorn Chats merch, we have LYLAS stickers now.
Can you imagine if we got these and there was like a typo on it?
On brand.
The clothing in this movie, A+, and everyone is looking fantastic. Like everything just fits the body types of these characters, the personalities of these characters, especially Lily James' wardrobe. And I love that she repeatedly wore the same items, but like wore them with different things. Like the blue bralette she wore a lot and the shorts she wore a lot. So it made it feel authentic that for her to only have this one little suitcase running around that you saw her in the same clothes over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't remember who told Sophie when she was like, your mom died. Oh, it was Sky. And the phone call was Sky when he was like, your mom died a year ago. It was very like Princess Diaries of being like, your dad died 3 months ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that was 3 months ago. I thought you were over that. It's
yeah.
like,
and I was like, Sky, I don't really know what you're getting at here when you know how close Donna and Sophie were. And like a year is nothing without a parent. Like
they're all each other's had too for like so long.
So, Sky was just not the vibe at the beginning of this.
No. I really like opening the invitations or just showing the invitations at the beginning of this with the 3 different dads. That simple touch of like putting us right back where we started and acknowledging that they still have this close-knit relationship.
Yes.
Such a simple way of establishing that.
Yes.
And every time I watch this movie, which granted this is the second time I've been watching it, but like I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, I just wish I could be more like Donna because I'm just an anxious, sad girly. And every time I watch this movie, I want to just be more like her, like so carefree and just living life.
When she's like, I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do.
But she just has a feeling. Like, I just have a feeling about Calicari.
I can't help but say that some of her decisions are very unsafe and very unwise. Like her accepting the boat ride with Bill.
Yeah.
Very unsafe because you're on a boat out in the middle of the ocean with a strange man. Not the best move, but also a fun time. I'd love to watch someone live a life that I won't live.
Yeah,
so.
I think Donna's instincts are very good. Like, she knows when somebody... I don't know. I just feel like she's one of those girlies who, like, everything just kind of works out.
Yep. Even, like, she gets pregnant. Okay, fine. Live in that house. Probably, literally, like, rent-free.
What? You're living in a fucking goat house and you're pregnant? How are you not freaking out? But again, like, I would just like to be like that. I wish I could just have that carefree energy right now, like, where I just literally don't know what's going on with my life, but, like, everything's gonna be fine.
I also love the dual timeline in this and how the story flowed with that. I thought it was great. And I think there was never too much time spent in one or the other. Like, there was pretty equal amounts of love and attention given to both of them. And nothing in the past that was included felt like a waste of screen space. Like, it was all very well utilized of the history of Donna and the Dynamos and all 3 of the men and how she got to be where she was. Like, it just all worked and was important and still fun to watch.
Right. I really love the friendship montage when she's packing to go abroad. I'm just emotional. Friends, like, I just texted Michaela and Olivia the other day, like, you guys are the loves of my life. Like, sometimes, and I think with girl relationships especially like girl friendships, there's no like greater bond, or there's not greater bond, but like there's no bond like it. And I like how this movie shows and establishes the bond between Donna and her friends, and Donna and Sam, and Donna and Sophie, and just the different types of bonds. But they're all like equally strong, yes.
And like, I have friends, but then I have like you and Olivia and Allie, and it's just like a different level of bond. And I like that we see that in this. Like, they are a different level of friendship. Also, I'm so glad that you're not like, I'm just gonna go start living wherever the fuck overseas and like leaving my crusty ass behind. Well, first of all, I'd want to go with you, but second of all, I would miss you so much, and I feel bad for Rosie and Tanya. But obviously they're so supportive, and I love that they're supportive friends. And even when they show up and Rosie is into Bill, they're still like, we're gonna be supportive of this. They're just ultimate goals.
And just good friends like that, where it's like certain friends, you know, it might be like, go for it, girl, fucking slide in with Bill. But like the type of friendships that we have and like certain girls have, you know, where it's just like that ultimate bond. It's like friends, hoes over motherfucking bros, no matter what. No matter what.
And we've never chosen a bro over a hoe.
Oh, fuck no. Hell no. The only time was maybe like when I made out with but that wasn't that big of a deal.
Oh my god, I forgot about him.
That wasn't that big of a deal.
No. Waterloo is the perfect song for Harry.
Aww.
The perfect song for him. Because it's like quirky It's a little strange, but it's out there and awkward and just everything that his character is. And it's such a fun number. Like, is it my favorite in the film? No, but also it is just like enjoyable because it just leans into the like musical Broadway aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
And it just works. And honestly, Sam and Bill could never pull off the weirdness of it.
I agree. I think that scene, when I'm watching it, I'm like, whew, this must have been hard to film because there's a lot of crazy cuts and like moving parts and everything. And yeah, I appreciate that.
Also, the nose bop at the end, I feel like that definitely was on accident, but they kept it in because he like looks towards the camera a little bit after they do that. So I'm pretty sure that was accidental and they kept it in, which I love those moments.
Yeah, it is crazy how well these ABBA songs still work for this like furthering plot.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that were missed in the first film, like being introduced into this one, and then the ones that were kept from the first film into this one, it's like all very meticulously chosen, I think.
Yeah. They progress the story so well.
Like, obviously you have to have Mamma Mia, but like the point in which we hear that song in this film is so good, and same with Dancing Queen.
Get out of here, actual tears.
Dude, yeah. Like those two numbers, Mamma Mia and Dancing Queen, I think are the most like sentimental to fans, and then the ones that like people, just layman's people, like know. And so the placement of that, like, you could have put those anywhere, really, if you didn't care. If you were just out here trying to make a fucking dollar with Mamma Mia, which you totally could in Hollywood. The placement of those two numbers in particular, and Waterloo too. I agree with what you're saying about Harry's character. When Tanya says, "Be still, my beating vagina."
Oh my god. Tanya is just so iconic.
And then when she's like, "Are flamingos wise?" And Rose is like, "Let the man speak."
They work so well together.
It's
like
brilliant.
even without Donna in this one, they still just, their chemistry is so on.
Yeah, and that's the thing too that works with this film. Like, unfortunately, Meryl Streep had to be filming Big Little Lies, which we've expressed before that we would prefer her in Big Little Lies over this. Donna is not absent from this film, obviously because it's her origin story, but then Lily James embodies her so well, and then in the present, when we're switching back and forth, she's still so much a part of the present because they're all mourning her and missing her. And then like the dynamic, it's like she's still there as a ghost, as a ghosty.
Yeah.
Ghosty dynamo.
And you can like feel the grief
Yeah.
in the characters. Like when Sam pulls out that little book and he's looking at them. Also just great pictures of Lily James. She's stunning.
Yeah. And like when Bill gets emotional when Rosie brings up Donna, and like just little moments like that. They're so tender, and everything that Sophie is doing for her mom to make her mom proud. Like,
yeah. Also, just Sophie is really living the life. I mean, granted, without Donna, like, that's not something that I would ever want. But, like, having a hotel in Greece, like, all these people around that love you. You still have these 3 dads, these 2 aunts, your husband. You're now going to have a baby. You have your grandma. Like, she really is just living a life on that island there.
you know what scene I really like is the I Have a Dream scene when Lily James is walking around the old goat house, and then Tanya, Rosie, and Sophie are walking around the like renovated, like the dream has come to fruition.
The parallels.
Wow, that's another thing I really like about knowing this assignment, and like the love within the details of this film is like the transitions. I really appreciate the scene with Sophie and Sky and the wall, and like how the camera rotates around them and their backs are facing the same wall. Like I mean, that's like not an easy feat to film, because then they cut and you see the wall is solid.
Yeah.
So, like, they definitely had to have 2 sets or, like, a moving set for that. Like, for just a 2-second shot, that's a lot of, like, effort put into a detail. And same with these transitions of cutting between the finished hotel and the goat house with Lily James walking around. It's just, like, so much effort put into a really emotionally powerful moment.
Yes.
A full circle moment.
Switching up for another song, the vibe completely though, but there is so much sexual tension in Why Did It Have to Be Me? Young Bill and Lily James knocked it out of the park. Talk about understanding an assignment. They really understood what they were there to do that day. And I love the whole scene that ensues afterwards of them like finding this man who's like, I need to go find my what? Or the woman that I love is going to get married to another. And they're like, we'll help you. And then he like jumps out of the boat and he's like, I would die for her. And he's like, but you don't have to. And then the woman jumps, and then later, full circle, he comes in clutch with the boats. It was just such a sweet moment, and a sweet moment following off of a very charged moment.
Yeah, and even if they didn't have that, like, recircling back to Alessio, like, coming back...
It was still cute.
It would have been fine because it just made sense for Bill and Donna being both spontaneous. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the whole thing about Bill's character from the first film is, like, spontaneous. Mm-hmm. And Harry isn't spontaneous. And, like, Bill and Harry are kind of foils of each other. Yeah. Going back to our first episode of Mamma Mia, when we covered the first film, when I'm like, how the fuck are all these dudes coming back? Like, the sex with Donna had to be so good. Lily James does such a good job of, like, showing that quality that Donna's character has of, like, alluring these men and just that gravitational pull where it's, like, undeniably, like, fuck yeah, anybody would, like, love to just be in this woman's presence, period. And then, obviously, like,
she even does
want to kiss her a little bit.
She even does it with the bar owner.
Right.
And then, like, her being like, yeah, you can have that house up there. Like, I knew you were living in that. Let me literally gift you this piece of land.
Yeah, like, she's
you just because I like
person
you.
And the type of person that people are, like...
They want to see succeed and want to help and want to be around.
Exactly. Meryl Streep plays this character so well in the first film, but then Lily James, like, enriches the character of Donna, which I appreciate a lot. This one does make me like Sam a bit more. I know I hated on him a lot in the first one, but...
I love the moment specifically when when Sam rejects Tanya, and they have that little bit, and she's like, I'll take that cake now. It's just cute. I love both of them, but I really like Sam, and in this, I know why you don't like him in the first one, and why you have your reservations with him, but there is like there's an honesty and like an unhappiness to his character, and I think it shows that he wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna yippty skip back off to my fiance after I've been like hanging out with this girl in Greece. Like, it wasn't like that. Yeah. It was really like, this is what I have to do, and I don't think it's fair for like anyone when family pressures like that. Like, I feel like in media just in general, like in storytelling, it's like, oh, but this is what like my parents expect of me, and everyone expects them to just be like, well, screw that. That's not that easy to do. I am not bothered by Sam, and he does make right on his actions later, so.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like the Rue and Jules situation in Euphoria when we were like, fuck Jules, like she's just playing Rue, but then we get the Jules backstory when it's like from her perspective in the special episodes during COVID, and we're like, you know what, Jules is just out here like living her fucking life. And I think that's so true to life too. It's like you don't really know people's intentions or like where they're coming from unless you've walked in their shoes.
Yes. Colin Firth in those sunnies and suit is such a vibe.
He looks the best out of the three of them.
I would jump him in an instant.
Really?
I think he's so hot.
He does look really good. He's doing it. Yeah. And
I just think next to like Stellan Skarsgård, I think Stellan Skarsgård has made some beautiful children, but I think Stellan himself has seen better days. And then I think Pierce Brosnan is like a good looking guy. Like, I think he's more of like the stereotypical like Hollywood hunk kind of guy, but Colin Firth and the sunnies and the suit.
Yes. When he's like, and those piercing blue eyes, I like be more obvious fucking Pierce Brosnan. I really love, there's so many standout scenes in this one, but I really love the Mamma Mia scene. It's such a standout. Girl love, girl power forever. Yes. And I would just say, if you're going through it, baby, watch this fucking movie because like...
Dude, where did I said, who needs therapy when you can watch Dancing Queen? Because that song in general gives me, or that song specifically gives me more serotonin than I've had in my brain for years. But this movie as a whole, like if my life could be any movie, I would want it to be this movie.
Yeah. Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, and Super Trooper just like really pulled me out of my depressive episodes.
Super Trooper is the best finale to any movie ever, and I will not take any argument.
Absolutely.
But I have like a whole little section on this.
Start a petition where every film has to have a number at the end of it. Doesn't matter what. Because Bollywood used to do that. No matter how serious the film was, there was always a dance number at the end. Yeah. So if you've ever seen Slumdog Millionaire when they do Jai Ho at the end.
Yes.
And I mean, Slumdog Millionaire is kind of a deep film.
It is.
Like there's a lot going through it, but that musical number works at the end. Yeah. And I think every movie should fucking have that. Yeah. I want to see a Moonlight fucking dance number song at the end. Granted, this does mean that every actor does need to be a singer, but we can have stand-in. We can have a little Drew Seeley moment
Yeah. And, like, even the guys, they are not singers and dancers.
No.
Like, the 3 dudes, they are not. That is not in their career
And they just
career wheelhouse.
They lift the little beer at the end. That's all. Yeah. That's all we need.
And they do the little dance with their younger selves. Yeah. Like, it just, they made it work because you could tell that they were just, like, having fun.
Yeah. But so it's like women are so fucking superior because Meryl Streep is out here. She's working a fucking HBO television series and she's here dancing it, grinding it, and then her fucking mom, who's Cher, is out here working it, doing
Cher is like things. Almost 80 years old. And Cher is up there in heels that are like this fucking tall and a giant ass wig and full makeup.
And the men are just like, all we can do is lift a beer in the air and then give a little thumbs up. Whatever. Bye. Women, baby.
And Meryl Streep was coming off of playing the biggest yacht on TV that year to then to come play Donna, who's like the most beloved.
She has really never played a yacht either, so it was like a big...
Miranda Priestley?
You're right.
But Miranda Priestley is like
she's
a lovable
yacht. Lovable yacht.
Oh my
God, from HBO.
Oh my God, because I'm rewatching that season right now. What's her fucking name? I don't know. Whatever the
my
God, she worked with both Skarsgårds. Or 2 of them. But I guess she never really had to work with, it wasn't Bill. Alexander Skarsgård is Perry. And then she works with Stellan Skarsgård in this. But I don't think she ever really had to work with him. Anyways, that was just...
That aside.
Dancing Queen, I love all the reunions that happen in that song. Not only do, like, the guys get to all see each other, but then Sophie with the dads. And then, like, Bill and Rosie having their little moment. And then Sophie and Sky. Mm-hmm. And and Bill's little dance in it. Or not Bill. Harry's little dance in it. Get the fuck out of here. That is like one of my favorite parts of this whole movie is his little...
Yeah.
It's just so fitting to the character. And you can just tell that he does not dance, but they're just having fun.
My one qualm with Dancing Queen is the woman with the sticks. If you go through all that effort to get her back, you need to get her throwing it off and oh yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me itch. Like, I don't like it. I'm like, you clearly had her on set and you just used that one shot. Mm-hmm. What?
Okay.
For why?
That's fair.
It makes me uncomfy.
That's fair.
But I love that scene a lot. And
yeah.
If you don't cry during that, you're emotionally stunted.
I know. I was crying. And when they get the binoculars and they see Bill and Harry doing the little Titanic thing, and then they have to move so much. Like, they have to go get this whole big-ass group of people down, and then you got all these people coming off of the boats. Like, there's just so many people in that scene to get it to all look like controlled chaos rather than just, like, actual chaos.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if you are a dancer in Hollywood, Mamma Mia would be a dream job. Like, would it not?
Absolutely. And a lot of the motions in this, I was kind of watching like the extras. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Besides the rare like backflip off the boat and like random little flares, it's a lot of like waving your hands and like just mouthing the words. Mm-hmm. So
doing the like little
and I appreciate that. I like that that it's just like supplemental to adding to the story that we already know and love.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
it'd be like being a monkey in fucking Wicked.
Oh my God,
dream! Yeah. I'm trying to be a fucking flying monkey.
I would be anything in Wicked.
Oh yeah, baby, yeah. But if I could choose anybody to be in Wicked, not Elphaba, not Galinda, baby. I'm trying to be a fucking Ozian chorus.
Oh, because then you get to be out during, like, quite a few of the numbers.
I mean, they have the best harmonies.
Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, does it lose its luster ever? Like, and then you almost don't want it? Like, I remember at Disney, like, towards the end of it, it still felt, like, special, but it did, like, kind of lose its touch a bit.
There's no way, because I think I've listened to the Wicked soundtrack more than any soul on this planet. Mm-hmm. Still get chills every time. Okay. With certain notes. Yeah. So, and if you're a part of it, if you are the one, like, belting the note.
Yeah. How tragic. I don't know if you realize this, that Donna and Sam only got 4 years together. And and it's like, those probably all weren't even, like, happy years if she was sick. Like, the last year of her life was probably not spent well. So they really only got, like, 3 happy years together, probably. And that just hit me when I was watching this movie, and it made me cry more, because I was like, oh my God, they really didn't get, like, what they deserved.
Yeah, and this flashback makes it hit home even more because it's like they were soulmates. They could have fucking been together for all those years. But
So
then
much
the whole
wasted time.
theme of this movie is just like embrace life. Like it is what it is, but it's like, how do you not get hung up on that? You know,
Yeah.
like all these regrets.
Yep. I don't know, man.
We're not focusing on that, I guess, in this film, but it's kind of like, damn, Sam's probably depressed as fuck.
I would be.
But at least he has this amazing daughter that he loves, you know.
He looks like he's at least made a good life on the island, too, with Sophie. My last notes now are all about the christening and Super Trooper, so do you have anything still earlier on in the film?
Well, I was watching this movie today, and then I just have a note that said, bad stuff happened. That made me sad. And then I watched the Meryl and Amanda scene, and I am not okay.
That, if you don't cry in that scene again just reiterated my like paralyzing fear of losing my parents. Like I could not do it. I couldn't do it, and this scene is so beautiful. And when Meryl Streep is backing up and all the people are coming into the aisle, and then when she gets to the doors and she closes them, and they really give you no time to recover between this and Super Trooper. They're really like, we're gonna have you sobbing 1 second and vibing the next.
Meryl exiting, end of the movie. How dare you?
I will say they made the most of the time that they had Meryl. They really, like her scenes that she was in, fantastic.
She was there for a day.
For that and Super Trooper, fantastic.
A day.
Fantastic.
And they were like, oh, we could CGI her in and like have her in the back. But they were like, no, let's have her intermingle with people so that people can't fucking say that she was CGI'd in. Yes. And I respect that shit. 100%. Let's have her with the dynamos. Let's have her intermingling with the fucking ensemble. Yes.
You know what? I didn't have a note about this, but Sophie singing with the dynamos too. Are you not crying in that scene too? Because I know I am. And then flashing back to then seeing Donna giving birth all by herself, but then she has her little people from the town, the little village coming to help her, and her getting to like fulfill that with her two little aunts. Also, just Amanda Seyfried's voice. It's not fair when people have it all. When they can do it all.
Her tune in this one is like really good.
Yes. Her clothes in this, fantastic. Everyone's clothes are fantastic. Everyone's looking their best.
Just everything like within the present and how she's so much like embodying Donna in the threesome and like how they are taking on that parental role, but also like she's a grown woman now and we are like honoring her and respecting that.
Yeah.
So much care was taken in the making of this film.
It really was.
It's very special.
It is.
It's very special.
Sky, again, making Sophie carry the baby up all those stairs though to church. Sir, put in a little effort. She carried around that kid for 9 months, carried up the stairs.
Where's the little backpack? You know how people carry their kids in a backpack?
Yeah, but it's like a baby. Like, I don't think you can put a baby in there.
Why?
Because they're like neck. I feel like they'd be too young to do that. I feel like they have to at least be able to like hold themselves up a bit.
That's a lot of stairs. Why are we having the christening up there?
That's my thing. Or at least they all show up at the top too looking fabulous. Not a drop of sweat on any of them.
Oh, honey.
I would be disgusting. Actually, you would never catch me at church. I mean, you wouldn't catch me now. You definitely wouldn't catch me then. Not a chance in hell.
You wouldn't go to christening?
If I had to climb all the stairs, you'd have to be really fucking important for me to climb up the stairs for a baby that's not
Why
gonna
are
remember
churches
it.
always kind of like a treacherous journey? I'm already scared that I'm going to get struck by lightning when I'm coming in here because I haven't been here in like 3 weeks.
Okay, well, that's fair.
And then
but I don't know what you mean, like a treacherous. Like, this is like up on a mountain. I don't know any other churches that I've been to that
Catholic
are like up
churches
on a
are a lot of it like a treacherous journey. Have you ever been to that chapel at Indian Lake?
No, I'm not
She's
Catholic.
a treacherous journey, honey.
I'm not Catholic. And I don't, you know, you would get struck by lightning for being gay and not being there. I would get struck by lightning for reading romance books about priests. So we can just get a little toasty together.
Ooh, I'm trying to get a little tan, a little lightning tan.
Yeah.
I think I would be struck by lightning.
That happened on a Grey's Anatomy episode. A girl got struck by lightning. I can't remember if she died or not.
In recent years?
No, it wasn't old. Oh, no, because she was playing like a flag football team and then she literally got struck by lightning. But lightning leaves like cool scars.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
Harry
point,
Potter, baby.
Make me feel something. Was that by lightning?
No, it was a curse.
Tragic. Sorry, Harry.
I wonder if anybody's ever gotten a Harry Potter tattoo like on their forehead.
I would hope not. I bet people have gotten them other places, but not like there.
I'm
like
sure somebody has gotten them on their forehead. Rest in peace, that person.
Can you imagine if Daniel Radcliffe did?
Some people are like really into Harry Potter and it's off-putting.
But not on... I just can't imagine doing that on your forehead.
I think some people probably have, and there's probably an entire community. There's probably a whole subreddit about it.
I'm going to Google that once we're done.
Thank you.
And find that out. Because now I'm curious.
Appreciate it.
I want to get a little Kylo Ren tattoo.
Where?
I want to get like his little, like the silhouette of his ship. So it's like very simple, very subtle, like not over the top, but still like an homage to Star Wars.
Yeah, he's with you in spirit.
Yep.
I want to get a skull with roses for eyes as an homage to
That'd be
BSN.
really cute. We have so many ideas.
I know, and then we have to get LYLAS, and I think we should get it here.
I don't think I'm going to put anything below my forearms.
Okay, well, where do you want to get LYLAS then?
I don't know. We can get it in different spots, but like I don't think I'm
bicep.
My biceps are fat.
Where do you want to get LYLAS?
I don't know.
Lip?
I don't know. But then that's like, I don't know. I haven't given that much thought to it, honestly, because I've never thought that you would ever get a tattoo.
I'm ready to get a tattoo now. This is my new life.
Okay.
I'm going to get a skull with roses for eyes.
What if we get it on our finger? One on our finger.
No, fingers you have to retouch like every year.
Oh.
And that's expensive. I would like to do it on our left wrist because it leads to the heart. But
I don't think I'm going to put anything like below on my forearms.
Okay, that's fine. You need to think about it.
Okay.
I'm thinking bicep maybe? That'd be kind of cute.
I'll think about it. Your arms aren't jiggly. It's cute on skinny people.
Cher looks so fucking good. Her body? Stop it. Like, who's her trainer? Shut the fuck up.
Well, okay, I don't think she works out with a trainer. I'm pretty sure that's 98% plastic. But Cher, pop the fuck off.
Either way.
Dear baby.
I mean,
she's 75. Get the fuck out of here, men. If Cher can be up there shaking it, full hair and makeup, heels, looking like a bad bitch, you can do the bare minimum. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Also, just to be like another one-namer, Cher. That's a flex. If you are a one-namer.
Sunny and Cher, yeah.
And even like Meryl. Like when you say Meryl, everyone knows who
what
it
you're
is.
talking about. Yeah.
My last note was just about Super Trooper. I love their costumes. I love how everyone has their own look, but they all look very cohesive. And I love how we get like the young Dynamos coming out, and then we shoot to like Sky and Sophie and how their outfit goes together, and then we shoot back down to like the older Dynamos, and then we get like the men and then the younger men. It's so well done.
We get all the pairings that we want to see. Like,
Yeah.
we want to see the young versions of themselves with the old versions of themselves interacting. Yeah. It's very self-aware,
so
audience pleasing.
Yeah, I love how Harry
Nudie
just sits
feminine.
there, and then young Harry is like dancing around him. It's just, it fits.
It does. It fits only Harry's character.
Yeah.
Like, if Bill's character was doing that, it wouldn't fit.
No.
Harry's character.
And then the Sams, like, both being, like, pretty, like, confident, and,
yeah,
like, we got this.
Flipping the microphone. Yes.
It just works.
Old Parker killed it with this script. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. The story is perfection. And to make it believable that Donna's gone and not make it feel like her presence is lacking in the story, or that it's like, oh, this really flopped because Meryl couldn't be there the whole time.
Yeah.
Well done.
Great.
Also, I want to know, when did they figure out that they wouldn't be able to get Meryl? That they had to be like, fuck, if we're going to write this, we got to like write it without her.
I don't know, but I feel like HBO plans things out so far in advance, and then...
I don't know how far out that would have been, though, because HBO was supposed to be a limited series, and it was, like, entered as a limited series, and then that was kind of controversial when they were like, we're going to do a second season.
True.
And they were like, you won all these Emmys in the limited series. So I don't feel like it could have been that far.
True. I think, honestly, this is one of the cases where, like, they really just lucked out with casting. Mm-hmm. But also, they took a lot of care in, like, casting, because the mannerisms and, like, the facial just features of these people are so cohesive to, like, the original people. But, I don't know. I think filmmaking so often is, like, lucky. Like, you just get lucky with your casting. Mm-hmm. I think that's the thing with, like, Hunger Games. The fact that they got Jennifer Lawrence, just, like, that was just luck.
Yeah.
Same with so many other projects. It's just lucky when things all fall into place.
When you were talking about range earlier with Florence Pugh and saying like someone playing like a young character like that and then someone older, I think the last person to have done that was Jennifer Lawrence when she was in The Hunger Games playing the 16-year-old rebel leader and then playing older drug or an older sex addict in Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, granted, the character was supposed to be like 35.
Yeah.
And she clearly was not 35. But
yeah.
Well done.
Well, like women in Hollywood demonstrate that
Yeah.
range so often. Like we were just talking about Fear Street the other day, and like the women who are playing Dina and Sam, they're in their 20s, but they're playing high school.
Or Zendaya with Malcolm and Marie in
exactly.
Euphoria.
Yeah, she's playing a high schooler and then a 20-something, 30-something year old in Malcolm and Marie. Like it's so often women who are doing that type of range.
Yeah.
Women are superior, period.
I mean,
this film is an example. So many films are an example, and people don't often acknowledge them as examples, but it's just the cold, hard facts.
Exactly.
All right, well, I don't think we need to do bop or flop because literally there is no flop.
Oh, what? No, what's
In
the
this
one song with Sophie and Sky's song? I don't really like that
You
one.
don't like that?
No. I think it's fine. Like, again, I wouldn't say it's a flop, but it would be, like, at the bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah.
I really don't like it.
Yeah, same with, like, some of the slower ones. I don't know. There are ones that are obviously better than others. But, like, I don't know. All the music in this works so well. It was very obviously meticulously chosen.
Yeah.
What do you think the story would have looked like if Meryl didn't have to do Big Little Lies?
That's what I would like to know, because when they must have been originally plotting this movie thinking about Meryl, like, being back in it. Like, I don't think right off the bat they were like, we're not going to have Donna back. I don't think that was the case, but I like how it worked out because I felt like it gave it more heart to all of the characters, kind of then seeing them dealing with grief. And I love a character death when it makes sense. So I was not opposed. I couldn't imagine, like, I don't know. I can't even imagine what it would have been like with Meryl around.
It makes a lot of sense with Sophie's character trying to, like, fulfill her mom's dream, but also feeling this pull to, like, live her own life. All of them coming back together. Again, it makes a lot of sense since Donna has passed away. They all feel this draw to come back together for Sophie. So yeah, I think if Meryl were a bigger part of this film, maybe it wouldn't have been an origin story. Maybe it wouldn't have been a Lily James dominated film. But I really love that that part of the film. I think that was something that, like, added to the nostalgia and just the fan-centered motive of the making of this film.
Agreed.
It all worked out the way it was supposed to.
I agree. And I do think that, like, especially when we're looking at her other project being Big Little Lies Season 2, I'm really glad that she did that.
And she added so much to that season, just, like, emotionally.
I hate her
we were so mad at her.
Yeah.
What is your heartbreak ritual? Because a lot of characters have their, like, what they fall on going through it. You know, like Donna she's singing with the girlies, or she's moving on to another guy. Rosie is eating cake. Tanya is drinking wine. What is your, like, heartbreak ritual, or just sad girl ritual?
I think it's, like, spending a lot more time with other people, which, like, maybe is weird, but for me, I'm really content with being alone and spending time, like, by myself. But, like, I'm thinking to the last time that I was heartbroken, I spent so much time with my roommate at the time, and she was also going through a heartbreak, so it was just, like, a good time for both of us to be together. And we went and got ice cream a lot, which, like, helped too. But I think it was just always being around someone else. Where then once I felt, like, healed from that, I was content to be on my own a little more again. I don't think it's, like, a ritual, but it's just what I found myself doing.
Right.
I could tell that I was, like, out of my room more and, like, hanging out in our living room or, like, hanging out in our kitchen.
Right.
What about yours? I feel like this is a loaded question right now. Oh my god, stop before you say. Look at him watching the little Samsung thing bopping around.
That's so
Dude, they can watch TV.
Oh, look at him.
I find them watching TV. It's wild.
He just followed it. Did you see his little
Oh,
shovel?
look at him. Oh,
That is
oh my
so
god.
fucking
Oh my
cute.
god. I will literally burn down the fucking world for you.
Oh, Dory.
Oh my god, Dorian, I will literally kill anyone I would commit first-degree murder for you.
Yeah, I think just like being around other people, I think the first person I always talk to is you when I'm sad or when somebody hurts me. Definitely. I would say eating is not go-to.
Yeah, I don't really think eating is my go-to either. Not
That's
like
very
how
like
it is
a-
with what's her
Rosie. It's a very stereotypical thing. People always show up with like tubs of ice cream and I'm just like, literally get that out of my fucking face.
See, we went to Culver's a lot, but I think that was more of like the ritual. Like it was just fun of just being like, we're in college and we want to go get ice cream at
We
like
have something to do.
Yeah,
A task.
exactly.
Well, I think that's it for my notes and I think we're done.
Overall, I love this movie so much, and if you need a good pick-me-up movie, watch it. And perfect, your computer's about to die, so you should probably cut this before it does die. So anyways, see y'all next week for either Kissing Booth 3 or 9 Perfect Strangers. I don't remember what comes out first, so.
Something. We LYLAS.
Literally LYLAS.
LYLAS you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.